Welcome back to ADHD Whiskey. My name is Matt. Today, we're getting into a bottle that's very new to me. This bottle is one of the best looking bottles on the planet. I've said it before that Kentucky Owl Bourbon has some of the best labels in the game, but this bottle is right up there with it. This bottle is a glorious, wonderful, adorable. It's Old Carter. Old Carter Whiskey Company. Straight bourbon whiskey. It is their Bourbon Batch 6. Before I get into this bottle, it's only fair of me to say I must disclose the fact that this bottle was a gift from Mark and Sherri Carter of Old Carter. They are glorious and beautiful and wonderful and hilarious, and I love them so much. I love the Carters with every tiny bit of my borderline enlarged heart. So much. I want to sit in the same room with them and giggle about nothing. Just laugh. Just giggle about stuff that we just giggle about as friends. And then when we're done giggling, we just look at each other like, what was so funny? And then we start giggling again because nobody knows. That's the type of people I want to hang with. And I think that's the type of people the Carters are. Will it affect my review? No, it won't. It could. I journal about them regularly. This Old Carter Bourbon Whiskey Batch 6 is barrel strength, and it was bottled in Bardstown, Kentucky. It's distillate. What's in the bottle was distilled and produced in Tennessee. It says right on the back. Born from the soul of Somerset, which sounds super sexy every time I say it. I think the Carters should just hire me to read that for a commercial for them. I think that sounds like a great idea. Old Carter Bourbon Whiskey, bottled in Bardstown, Kentucky. Born from the soul of Somerset. Sounds good to me. Born from the soul of Somerset. I can do better. Let me try better. Let me try harder. Born from the soul of Somerset. Ooh. Born from the soul of Somerset. Now you're just trying too hard. Born from the soul of Somerset. That's not good. Born from the soul of Somerset? That's getting worse. Selected and blended by Mark and Sherri Carter. OldCarterWhiskeyCo.com. There is no age statement on here. There's no age statement. But we do know that this is a blended bourbon. It's not a single barrel, it's a blend. I know right off the bat that some people will read that it's been distilled in Tennessee, and that's off-putting to them, which totally makes sense, because a lot of Tennessee distillate, a lot of Tennessee whiskeys that I try, not a huge fan of. And that's just the truth. There's something weird about them. Something minerally, something a little bit stingy, something a little bit not great. The way I look at it, if you are producing a very, very sought after, tremendous, well-respected whiskey, you wouldn't settle for something less good and put your name on it. That's my thinking. I say we take the cork out of this gorgeous, sleek looking, horse labeled bourbon whiskey bottle and talk about what the heck is going on in here. America. Good enough. A little more. There we go. The way I look at it is like this. If you don't dribble a little bit on your pants, then your wife is going to think that all of a sudden you've got things under control when you really don't. So, as this Old Carter Bourbon Whiskey Batch 6 goes up to Mach 6, getting super dizzy inside this world's top whiskey taster Glencairn glass, just getting spun up, getting twirled and swirled. Oh, so dizzy it's about to... I would imagine if I was this bourbon, I'd be pretty sick right about now. But in reality, it's not the bourbon that's getting sick. It's the bourbon itself that's sick. It's a pretty sick beverage, is what the kids say. This son of a bitch rings in at 53.25% alcohol, 106.5 proof. There's 2,497 bottles in this son of a batch. And this is bottle number 13. Lucky number 13 they sent me. Thanks. Let's put the bottle down and see what's up with this whiskey in the cup. The first time I ever tasted Batch 6 Old Carter, I was overwhelmed by citrus notes. Crazy citrus, like orange oil. And I was right. That's exactly what I'm getting on here now. It's orange oil and oak and a little bit of angel food cake. The more I smell this, the more appreciative I am of the nose. It's actually a very complex nose. It's citrus and oak and caramel and cherry and like maybe a bit of chocolate on there too. You know those chocolate oranges you get at Christmas time? They're like shaped like a ball, and you whack them on a table and then they break apart, and then they're like little slivers and they taste like a chocolate orange. That's what this smells like if you smashed it on a number 4 charred oak table. What the heck? I'm getting smarter by the minute. Cheers. Down the hatch. Man, I like that a lot. The orange chocolate is there the entire time. It's like the first thing you taste. The orange chocolate is on the front of the palate and on the mid palate. There's a definite oakiness that runs down your jawline. Just runs down your jawline. Like it's sprinting. Like head-to-head matchup. Who can run faster? Left or right jawline? It's a tie. Photo finish. And then the finish is more like a grapefruit. Like a ruby friggin' red grapefruit. When I go back to the nose now, I'm getting more candy bar notes, like a little bit of nougat. Oh yeah. Oh, the citrus is still there. There's got to be some old distillate in there. There has to be. For a company like Old Carter who's sourcing a bunch of whiskey, it's really cool to see what they're doing with it. Whether it's them releasing a single barrel or them blending a batch and rebarreling it, or rebarreling things or playing around. Whatever they're doing there is good and very good, and I love it. And they should continue to do it, and they should teach me how to do it under their wing. I will lose as much weight as possible to fit under their wing. Old Carter Whiskey Company, straight bourbon whiskey, barrel strength, batch 6. I enjoy it a lot. The flavor profile on this is so different than your typical bourbon whiskey. It's totally different. And it's very citrusy. It's very orangey. It's very chocolatey, grapefruity, yummy. This is a mood bourbon. This bottle is not cheap. It's not a cheap bottle. What you like is probably different than what I like. Try this bottle first at a bar or from a friend, or beg somebody for a sample. Try it before you buy it. Just like I tell you with everything else. The Bardstown Discovery stuff, I love those, but try them before you buy them, because they're expensive. The Kentucky Owl stuff, super expensive. I love them, but you need to try them before you buy them. Old Carter, also expensive. Also, always gonna say try before you buy. Don't take my word for it. This is something I really enjoy, something I love, but it might not be up your alley or up your ass. My name is Matt. This is ADHD Whiskey. And like I always say, keep your head in the clouds, but your mind on having glorious, beautiful bottles in your collection on your shelf to stare at and drink and enjoy and love. And to have great friends to share it with and great friends to talk to about things you love. like Bourbon and love and the Carters because they make bourbon and I love them. And I want to tell everybody about it. I'll scream it from the damn rooftops. I freaking love you guys so much, so hard. And that was from a very tall rooftop. Maybe the tallest. Maybe a world record. Tallest building. Rooftop yell.